All right, today we are diving into one of the biggest questions for anyone investing in Dubai real estate. I mean, it's the classic debate, right? Should you put your cash into a project that's still just a blueprint or into a property that's already built and ready to go?
So let's get right into it. This is the big dilemma every single investor faces. You've got developers telling you one thing, agents telling you another, and honestly, the simple answers you're hearing are probably not just wrong, they're dangerously misleading.
And that really gets to the heart of it. You know those sales pitches you hear? They're designed to do one thing: sell. They only ever tell you half the story. The real answer, the one that actually makes you money, is way more interesting. Okay, so first, let's break down the two sides of this classic debate. We're going to look at the pros, the cons, the whole shebang, and then we'll get to the really good stuff. A much smarter way to build your strategy for 2025. First up, off plan. This is the growth engine. This strategy is all about betting on the future, about getting in on the ground floor, sometimes literally. So, what is an off-plan property exactly? Simple. You're buying directly from a developer before the thing is even built. You pay for it in chunks over a couple of years, and the big idea is that you lock in today's price for an asset that'll be worth a lot more tomorrow. And here's where it gets exciting. All these factors, they create this powerful multiplier effect. You're not just buying a property, you're using leverage. You put down a relatively small amount of cash for what could be a huge return. We're talking 15, 20, even 30% growth by the time you get the keys. And if you get in early on the next big neighborhood, wow.
But let's be real for a second. It's not a magic money machine. This whole high growth thing has its traps. Construction can get delayed, tying up your capital for longer than you planned, and there's always the risk. What if that big price jump just doesn't happen? These are serious risks, and you absolutely have to factor them in.
Okay, so let's flip the coin and look at the other side of the debate: ready properties. This is a totally different game. It's all about stability and cash in your pocket right away. And a ready property is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's built, it's finished, you can walk in the door. It's ready to start making you money from day one. No waiting around, no wondering if it'll get built on time. The benefits here are super clear and they're immediate. You get rental income. We're talking solid yields, maybe 6 to 8% from the day you get the keys. You can see it, touch it, inspect it. Banks are way happier to lend you money for it. And maybe most important, if you need to get your money out, it's a much easier asset to sell. But of course, there's a trade-off, right? There always is. All that stability, it comes at a price. Your upfront cost is way higher because you're paying the full price right now. And that explosive 30% kind of growth, yeah, you're probably not going to see that here. You missed the boat on that early stage price jump. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting, because this whole off-plan versus ready debate, it's being totally shaken up by some massive trends that are changing the entire game here in Dubai. First off, interest rates are finally calming down. After all that craziness, things are stabilizing. That means financing costs are more predictable, which is a huge confidence booster, whether you're getting a mortgage for a ready property or planning your future cash flow on an off-plan unit. Next up, the golden visa. This is a huge driver of demand. It creates this constant flow of buyers for both types of property. Some people buy off-plan because it's a lower cost way to get on the ladder for eligibility, while others buy ready properties so they can apply for their visa like tomorrow. And then there's Dubai itself. I mean, this city is always growing, always changing. A new metro line here, a new business hub there. They're constantly creating the next hotspot. This is what fuels that off-plan appreciation, turning a patch of sand today into a prime address tomorrow. And finally, the big money has arrived. We're talking about huge institutional funds, family offices. They're not just dabbling anymore. They see Dubai real estate as a serious core investment. And their strategy is something we should all pay attention to. They don't pick sides, they do both. So the big question is, how do you take all of this and actually use it? How do you build a winning strategy for 2025? Well, it all starts by looking at the cold, hard numbers. Okay, look at this number, 125%. This is the potential return on your initial cash down with a good off-plan investment. Think about that. Because you only put a fraction of the total price down, your gains are just magnified. It's the power of leverage. Now, contrast that with this number, 50%.
This is the approximate total return you might see from a ready property over 5 years. And that includes everything, the price going up, plus all the rent you've collected along the way. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. Look at the initial payment. For the off-plan unit, you're in for maybe 300,000 dirhams. For the ready one, the full 1.5 million. That's a huge difference. And that is why the off-plan deal can give you that mind-blowing 125% return on the cash you actually put in. The ready property, meanwhile, gives you a solid, respectable 50% total return because it's chugging along, bringing in that rental income year after year. So this brings us to the playbook the really smart investors are using. They don't pick one, they use both. It's a 3-step dance. Step 1, accelerate. You use off-plan deals to chase that high growth. Step 2, stabilize. You use ready properties to bring in steady cash flow. Step 3, optimize. You take the profits from your off-plan wins and roll them into more stable, income-producing properties. It's a beautiful cycle. But here's the thing. There's one last piece of the puzzle, and it might be the most important one. It's you. Your goals, your timeline, even your personality, it all matters. How long are you in this for? That's a huge question. If you're an opportunist, just looking for a quick 2 or 3 year flip, you're probably all in on off-plan. If you're a builder with a 5 to 7 year plan, you're going to want a blend of both. And if you're an architect building a legacy over 10 plus years, you'll probably lean more on steady, ready properties, using off-plan just to juice your returns. And it's not just about spreadsheets, it's about what you can stomach. Can you sleep at night with your money tied up in a project that's not built yet? Or do you need the comfort of seeing your asset and collecting that rent check every month? Knowing yourself, your own tolerance for risk, is just as crucial as knowing the market. So, in the end, it's not about picking a side in some silly debate. It's about seeing the tools for what they are. Off-plan is your growth engine. It's the accelerator. And ready property? That's your anchor. It provides the stability. The real question isn't which one to choose. It's how are you going to use both to build a truly powerful and balanced portfolio.